Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is the Wicked Awful Gamers. I am Origosis.
I'm Frost.
I'm Batman.
And this is the Wicked Awful Gamers podcast, episode 6, our 8th episode. Welcome.
I'm glad you guys invited me to this podcast.
It's always good to have you around, but I gotta say, you're only third behind Superman and Wonder Woman couldn't make it.
I mean, you guys have had me before, so of course I had to show up again.
Of course.
It also seems like every time we do another show, we have a different style of equipment or a different setup.
Yeah, we're modifying stuff all the time. So we were in that room for the longest, at least 4 episodes. Yeah, we did -1. No, we did
Negative one
here.
was here.
0.
Last week was here.
Last week was here.
This week is here.
This week is here.
Last one was 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4.
4. Yep. So those 5 episodes were all in that room.
Yep.
One with one configuration, and then the other 4 episodes with the same configuration. So it worked out pretty well.
This is quite a spiffy setup.
I like it. I was worried we were going to have too much room noise and everything affecting this, but this is coming out way cleaner than I thought it was going to. So I'm pretty excited with it. As you can see, this is kind of our Halloween special. We wanted to do a whole separate Halloween special, but honestly, we couldn't think of enough content to fit into just a Halloween episode. So we combined the Halloween episode with our normal podcast, and so you're going to get kind of like a slightly buffer episode this week.
Are you only saying buffer because you're a Warcraft night and we got Batman over here and then just me sitting here?
I'm
Who are
Batman.
you supposed to be? Goose?
I'm Tom Cruise.
You're Tom Cruise? Oh, right, because Goose would be... Okay, yep, I get it.
I'm Maverick, bitch. But I'm not shaving. Not doing it.
Oh, this thing is really constricting on the neck here. But beyond that, I like this. I can only imagine what the actor felt like having to wear actual like chain and armor and everything.
Nope.
Oh, God. All I have to do is sit here. He had to run around and move around. No thanks. By the way, it's just a cheap $30 costume from Walmart. I like it. I got shoulder pads and everything, so it's pretty cool.
Looks
Not
like a
bad at
lot
all.
of fat loot.
The fat loot. Yeah, I'm still in all blues. Gotta wait for some oranges to drop. Purples. I don't even know what the color scheme is for wild loot anymore. All right. So I guess we should start things off with our usual top topic, and that's what have you been playing this week? Let's see. Who have we not started with? I guess we haven't started with me. Should I go first?
Oh, Batman's our guest. We should at least afford him the
That's a
opportunity
good point.
of going
Guests should
first.
always go first. So, Batman, what have you been playing this week?
Justice.
That's anything else?
I did also just pick up Titanfall 2.
Well, that's going to give us some more to talk about.
I mean, we could talk about justice, but it's only going to go so far.
Justice can never go far enough.
If you ask my teen daughter about justice, then she'll be thinking you're talking about the clothing store.
That's an injustice.
Nice.
But Titanfall 2 has been pretty fun. Mostly I've played the online.
Do much of the single player?
I've only played like the first mission.
Okay.
Crime never sleeps, so I don't get to play a lot of it.
Rather hop into that multiplayer fun right there. Anything else you've been playing? Or you got anything you want to talk about with the Titanfall multiplayer?
I mean, if you played the beta weekend, it's pretty much the same thing. It doesn't play too much different. There's just more Titans and abilities.
Okay. All right. Frost, how about you? What have you been up to this week?
I have been playing Titanfall 2.
Titanfall 2 also. That's right. That's
Titanfall
right.
2. Yep. Just picked that up last night and been playing that yesterday afternoon, actually. And it's fun. I enjoy it. I think more this time than I did with the original Titanfall. It feels cleaner in
Nice.
a way. Kind of a tough way to describe it, but there's new Titans, new combos. There's different play modes as well. Before it was just attrition. Now you've got like capture the flag. You can do just PvP, 1v1ing if you wanted to, and what they call the Coliseum.
There's also the bounty mode, which is the big new thing in the game.
Nice.
You get money for people that you kill, or AI that you kill, or Titans that you kill.
And then you have to go turn it in before the next round of AI come down.
Oh, is that bank mode? They call it
Yeah.
bounty?
Yeah, it's called bounty mode.
It says the bank is closing, bank is closed. Okay. So how would you rate this on a scale of, let's say Call of Duty is just like you need to be extremely good at it to really, really enjoy it, versus a game where you can suck at it and get enjoyment out of it? Where would you rate this? In you suck at this and you absolutely still love it, or you really need to have the skills to enjoy yourself? Where would you put the multiplayer for Titanfall 2?
I'd probably put it somewhere between Call of Duty and Overwatch.
Overwatch, really?
Yes.
All right, all right.
Because the Overwatch has that you can still enjoy it even though you're dying a lot.
Yep, yep. And you still get something at the end of the match and all that jazz. Yep, yep.
One thing to pay attention to for that one is most of the game modes don't count your kills and deaths together. It's kills of how many pilots you've killed, how many Titans you've killed, and how many minions or the AI you've killed.
Okay.
They don't put deaths in there at all. They don't put assists in there at all.
So, for someone like me, who always sucks at these kinds of games, because I never give them enough time to really learn them, so my time with them is always limited, which means I always suck at them. If I wanted to go in there, and I know every player is going to be better than me, would I get a lot of enjoyment out of just killing the minions and just doing stuff, staying away from people as much as I could?
You would probably enjoy the bounty mode the most.
That one? Okay.
Because that's a focus on killing just AI. I mean, you will have to deal with an opposing team.
Yep.
But for the most part, it's focusing on killing the AI to get the money.
Okay, okay. Yeah, it's kind of we came up with the name Wicked Awful Gamers as, you know, Rhode Island. Wicked is just a really common term here ever since I can remember. Awful because, I mean, we all kind of suck at games on one level or another, or great at some other games on one level or another, but awful also in our attitudes and stuff, and then gamers because we're gamers. But we also found out that it really fits us too for the kind of people we are. So we've got Wicked Frost over here, as we've said in previous episodes. Awful represents me, because I tend to stink at most any game I touch. So that's why I'm looking for games that are a bit easier, a bit friendlier. You know, you'll see where someone review a game. This game is way too easy. I can't believe they didn't make this more difficult. And I'll still not be able to get past level 1 on that thing. So I suck. And then gamer would be Batman.
I'm Batman.
Usually Jakku is sitting where Batman is, and Jakku is the kind of person who just games the living daylight out of games, plays lots of different titles. So
he is my favorite.
Is your hand up because you have a question?
My hand is up because I'm comfortable.
Good enough. Oh, man.
Well, since you raised your hand, what have you been playing for? Oh, wait, we just did that. Took a lot of blows to the head last night while I was fighting justice.
Good recovery. Oh, man. So, have you been playing anything else besides Titanfall this week?
No.
Nope. I guess that leaves me, and that is I have played the living daylights out of The Division this week. They came out with a new patch. Everyone really had their fingers crossed for this one, that they were finally going to get things fixed. Lots of quality of life changes and everything. That it was not the case. They only fixed really one aspect, the most important aspect, which is loot drop, loot scaling, how you get loot, making it easier to get into the game at max level. The thing with The Division is almost most players agreed 1 through 30 was a great experience. For leveling, for gameplay, for content, for gear. It was a great experience. Very smooth, very rewarding, done almost perfectly. The best start to max level MMO experience I've ever had. Story-wise, it stinks. It does. It grips you. The story is interesting. I'm getting too deep into the mud here. Okay, update 1.4. It's pretty much only changes to the open world quest system and gear dropping from those quests. So essentially, before you hit max level and you had no goddamn clue what to do. You went onto the forums for 3 hours and you still had no goddamn clue what to do. And then when you found out what to do, you went to go do it and found out it took 5 hours to do it, whatever quest or mission it was, super impossible to do, or you had to go into a PvP area where no one was PvPing or everyone was PvPing and you got your ass kicked and it sucked. And you did all of that and you might get a piece of gear or two that was worth anything. Think Destiny 1.0 when it released. Absolute garbage end game. Absolute garbage. That was the Division. Garbage. So they said, okay, we're not doing any more DLC until we get things fixed. They took about a month and a half, 2 months off after the last DLC, and they've been working on this patch, but not in PTR. So patch 1.4, they have added in world tiers. So now there's actual stuff to do in the open world. They did patch it in a little while ago, by the way, but now it makes more sense. Anyway, so now you can run around solo PvE and do these little missions, these little quests. You can go do the story missions over again. You can do them on hard mode again. And you get gear that is meaningful to you. You will get gear that is better than what you have. You will get gear that is the same as what you have, but a different style. So you have options to pick from. Think Diablo with the way the gear drops. So a lot of stuff drops, but you could get 10 good pieces of gear and only really need 1. So it's still not like other MMOs where every drop is always going to be a minor upgrade. It's kind of a lot of horizontal upgrades. Like, oh, you know what? I'm going to equip this gear because this has better defense, or I'm going to go with this with better DPS. Stuff like that. And then eventually, just a much better piece of gear and always a chance to get a much, much better piece of gear. I played the living daylights out of it because I really wanted to give it a chance. I would say that my first 3 hours with it were kind of enjoyable. I had a fresh-ish max level character, gear score of about 80, I want to say. I want to say that's some of the initial gear you get. And I ran around a whole bunch, and before I knew it, I was a gear score of 170 in World Tier 1. So 3 hours of playing, and it was just amazing. Gear dropping left and right and everything. So I went in to increase my world tier, which is what you do when you've reached a certain point. You can say, okay, make the world more difficult. You tell it to make the world more difficult by increasing your tier, and you get better gear from that. Now, I did that, and the problem is that even though I had enough gear to put me up to level 3, I was getting my ass kicked on level 2 content. Absolutely annihilated. So I got to say their difficulty scaling is still off. That, or they need to make it more clear, like how you're supposed to do content. Like, no, do this stuff first to get this gear. Then do this stuff to get this gear. Then do this other stuff to get this gear. I kind of figured that out on my own as I went, but it was still kind of annoying to spend all this time trying to do these missions only to find out there was no way I could complete them or they weren't worth my time because I wasn't geared up enough, even though the game told me I was over-geared for the content. The content maxed out at like 160, and I had like full 170, 180 gear or something like that. Anyways, it's good. They have fixed it for sure. I think this is going to make a ton of people happy. I'm still not happy, but this at least is where I wanted them to be on release day. So take that for what you will. This is where the game...
It's been out for how long?
It's been out for 5 or 6 months. Maybe coming up on 8 months. Did it come out in like March? So I want to say somewhere in the 6-month range is how long it's been out. And I would judge this update as good, but it's not amazing. They simply got the game to where it should have been on release day. There's still lots of quality of life issues with inventory, with stash. There's still lots of problems. But overall, if you've been staying away from the game, try it because you already own it. It's free. There's no monthly cost to it. It's just you buy to play. Hop back in, patch it up, reinstall it. You'll get a good hour or 2 out of it, or you'll be addicted and you'll love it. Yeah, and that's...
It came out in March.
March? So March, April, May, June, July, August, September. 7-8 months. 7-8 months it's been out. And yeah, that's all I can say about it. They got it to the point where it should have been on release day. Good job, but you should have released it this way, honestly. And you still got a lot of problems to fix.
It was released with justice.
If I were to recommend...
It was released with injustice.
If I were to recommend The Division right now, as is, assuming they never fix anything again, $30. It's worth it for $30. The single player is great. You'll enjoy the end game for a few days, a few weeks, and maybe you will love it, but most likely you won't. But yeah, I'd say it's worth $30. They're still selling it at full price. It's not worth $60. It wasn't worth $60 when it came out. It's not worth $60 now. $30 tops. Don't pay anything more than for that for The Division. Aye. So what did that bring us up to next? News, or do we want to do a discussion topic? Oh, here we go. I have the news next here. So, Jaku, I'm sorry, Batman.
I'm Batman.
My bad. You mentioned you had some. You wanted to take care of the news this week. What kind of news you got there?
I wanted to take care of the news. I will take care of the news for you.
Joker's escaped.
Mind you, I have some excellent notes here if we need more topics to go over. Oh, I'm sorry. We should say what our top 3 this week is going to be. And we wait till the end of the podcast to give the top 3. But we like to announce our top 3 here so that you have time to think about it, what you want your top 3 to be. And then at the end of the episode, you'll hear each of our own top 3 lists for this. And this week, it's going to be horror, scary situations, in a la Halloween, which is tomorrow night right now. We're recording this on Sunday. Halloween will be Monday tomorrow. And hopefully we'll have this episode up
it's the
before the next
busiest
episode
night of the year for me.
Gets recorded. What was that?
It's the busiest night of the year for me.
So it's just a general, what are your scariest moments in gaming or scariest technical moments? Like the power went out while you were trying to do something, or you were just anything scary related to gaming. And you can broaden that almost as much as you want. And that's all the rules we laid down for us. So I have no idea what these two are going to come up with, but
I don't get scared.
Or your top 3 scariest games. It really doesn't matter. You could have your scariest game, your scariest gaming moment, and your scariest technical moment, and just rate them 1 through 3. That's how we're doing it. So what you got for the news over there, Bats?
Well, first off, in the news, we have EA blocks an entire country from playing games on Origin, but they have come out to say that they plan to fix it.
Oh, yeah, I was reading about that. I believe it was someone from there, Myanmar, went on there to say, hey, access to my entire Origin library has been blocked. And this was due to an embargo, something to do with the U.S. Back at the beginning of October. But it was lifted or something. I don't know the details. This is just what I've read and heard about the potential details as to why this happened. Anyways, whatever was causing this block to occur that led EA to do this block was lifted a while ago, but EA still hasn't given people in Myanmar access to their accounts again. And so these are people who have games. The gentleman who popularized this story, he had purchased the $120, $130 editions of most of his games. He had always purchased the special edition with all the DLC release day stuff. And so he was denied access to this library with hundreds of dollars worth of games. And he's, as far as I know, he still does not have access to his games. That was just this morning the story went up. Anyways, EA has responded that they do plan to fix this. So I hope they do, and I certainly hope their reasons for blocking.
If they don't fix it, Batman's going to have to dish out some justice.
Boom. So what else we got in the news today?
Well, here's a very good thing. Because when I'm out there spreading justice, I kind of get a little sweaty. And now the Ultimate Gaming Deodorant Kickstarter campaign is launched.
Oh, God. Wow. Okay. Who's releasing this?
Tim L. Cooley. He says in the announcement video, I wanted to do something for the community that we really needed. So we came up with a deodorant line. Because we know that's something that the industry is a really big need.
So essentially they're saying that gamers smell.
Most people that go to a convention will tell you much the same thing.
If you've ever been to a convention and you got to stand close to people in line, Oh yeah, if the stuff was cheaper, I'd fill my backpack up with it and hand it out. Of course, you could spray Axe, but then you'll piss off everyone else if you spray Axe around. So don't do
The
that.
name of this deodorant is +5 charisma.
Ah,
That's
actually,
great.
that's pretty great.
Oh, I like that. Okay, I like that.
You might be wondering what +5 smells like. It seems like many gamers, they feel like they should smell like a combination of Mountain Dew, Cheetos, and pizza, but it actually smells really nice. It's a blend of lavender, coriander, and orange flower.
Huh. It sounds like the kind of stuff when you go to a barber shop. Reminds me of that anyways. It's got like that, they're light scents, but still good, still stick out nice. So what else we got there?
We also have, I'm going to start getting into like sale stuff for going into the holiday season.
Oh
and
yeah,
all
what
this
we
stuff.
got?
Well, first we have, starting on November 4th, if you buy an Xbox One S, you will get a free game under $60 for it.
Dude. And I've been wanting to upgrade to the One S. So that'll be enticing.
It's the same day that Infinite Warfare launches.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
November 4.
Yep.
So you know what game a lot of people are going to be picking.
And it only runs from the 4th through the 12th.
Not bad. That's just over a week. No, just under a week. Sorry.
It's 8 days.
Yeah, just over then. About a week.
Since we're still on Xbox news, they've just released 3 more games added to backwards compatibility.
Oh, what do we got?
Rage, Killer is Dead, and Shred Nebula.
Sounds like some appropriate Halloween titles.
Well, Rage is more of like a darker Borderlands, if I remember.
Yeah, it's more post-apocalyptic, but I think it fits into the Halloween setting.
I don't know anything about Killer is Dead or Shred Nebula.
They just sounded nasty. Shred Nebula. For all I know, Shred Nebula is probably one of those puzzle shooter games or something. Let's see. I got some news here. Pokemon, the Alola demo came out, and it broke. Now, what record is this that it broke?
Download record.
For 3DS or Nintendo?
I would
in
imagine
general?
for the 3DS.
3DS. So it 3.5 million people downloaded the Pokemon Sun and Moon demo onto their 3DS, and
I also know that they kind of messed up with the demo.
yeah.
In the demo, it has the entire Pokédex open.
Oh, gee.
So everyone knows what all the Pokemon are.
So all of that got spoiled. All that got spoiled. That kind of sucks. What else? Oh, also a part of the news would be the Division 1.4 patch, which I already went over because that's what I was just happened to be playing. So that's there. If you've been waiting for that, check it out. Speaking of sales, the Steam Halloween sale is going on right now.
I have a list of a few things.
You know what? Yeah, go ahead. Because, I mean, like any Steam sale, a ton of stuff is on sale. Almost guaranteed anything horror or anything with a horror-related mod or patch is on sale. But it's not limited to scary stuff. There's also just some general games on sale, too.
Well, actually, the few that I have here is we have Zero Escape, Zero Time Dilemma for $27. I have no idea what that game is. We also have Killing Floor 2 for $20. I've heard that those are fun games. I think they're like wave-based first-person shooters.
Killing Floor 2, is that the one that just came out this year?
I think so.
If that's the one, that was neat, but difficult. I liked that one.
If you want something difficult, there's Darkest Dungeon for $15.
That one I picked up on the summer Steam sale, so I know I have that. That's that side-scrolling dungeon, right?
Yes.
It's a turn-based combat.
I actually bought that when it was still in beta.
Nice.
We also have Oxenfree for $5. Another game, I don't know what it is.
Oxenfree. Sounds like a hide-and-seek game, and maybe they're doing a play on words with ox. Ollie Oxenfree?
Here's a good one. System Shock 2 for $249.
Oh, nice.
That is the precursor to BioShock, if I remember correctly, made by the same people.
I think System Shock 2 did a Kickstarter to do an HD remake, or they're doing a Kickstarter for a new game, And as a part of it, they're doing an HD. I can't. There's something involving System Shock or System Shock 2 around a new game. Either System Shock 2 is getting remade, or the company that made it is making a new game. I can't remember. Don't hold any of that. But there's something going on around the System Shock game.
There's also Dead Space for $5.
That's a fun game. Pick that up. That's worth $5. That's worth $20, but it's so old. $5.
The Evil Within for $15.
I got my eye on that one.
Wolfenstein: The Old Blood for $10.
Old Blood. Is that the original?
No, I think it's one of the newer ones.
Yeah? Okay.
And then at the top of everything, we have Typing of the Dead Overkill for $5.
I have that. That is much more exciting and a lot scarier than you think.
And cheesy as hell.
It is awesome. It is so cheesy. And watching it, I want to say it got speed ran at SGDQ this year. Watching that, oh my god, that was wonderful. So yeah, look up the Typing of the Dead speed run from SGDQ. Watch it on their YouTube channel. Absolutely hysterical. Awesome game. And yeah, it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. Pick it up, play it. You'll love it. It's wonderful. Oh, what else do we have in the news here? So No Man's Sky has not tweeted since the day the game released, or maybe a day or two after. Anyway, since right around release, they have not done anything. No news, no anything out of that company. Randomly, this past Friday or Thursday, a tweet appeared on their account that said No Man's Sky was a mistake. Not exactly. It's like, this was a mistake, this game was a mistake, or No Man's Sky was a mistake, and was promptly deleted. So everyone thinks that it was a hack, but I don't think we've heard anything official as to how it happened. But yeah, that was hilarious. If it's official, it's hilarious, and I like that they said it. If it's a hack, good job, funny. I like it. Don't hack stuff, it's wrong, but that was a funny hack. Awesome. What else? Okay, 2 last bits of news and then a rumor mill stuff. So Skylanders.
Don't eat the rumor meal.
Rumor meal?
That's what you said first.
I did. I corrected myself. The rumor mill. Some rumor mill stuff. I don't know why it's called a mill. I guess because it's always churning out bullshit. All right, so
I'm a justice mill.
The justice meal. Batman's always churning out defeated Joker hood.
Justice.
So Skylanders has a TV show that just came out on Netflix, and I guess this is where the rumor part comes in. I guess as a part of it now, Blizzard is debating doing some shows. I don't know if that's going to be on Netflix, but I guess. Did you have something to say?
No, I just sniffed.
Oh, okay.
Though I wouldn't mind seeing Blizzard put out The Adventures of Deckard Cain.
Oh, God. All you have to do is follow the fallen star. I have no idea how to do Deckard Cain voice.
Deckard Cain sounds like Bane.
I can't do a good Bane voice either.
Batman, stay a while and listen.
Love it. Oh, man. What else we got? Okay, so that's the rumor. Blizzard is... I saw a rumor saying Blizzard's now thinking about a TV show for some of their games. So I'd love to see any of their games get a TV show. Live action, cartoon. Preferably something more in the serious direction. But yes, I'd love to see something like that. And then lastly, this is official, not a rumor, is Kingdom Hearts... both Kingdom Hearts remixes that came out on the PS3, or maybe one was on the PS2, one was on the PS3. Anyways, both remixes will be coming to the PS4 in March. Or actually, I think the title said all remixes. So however many there were. I want to say there were only 2. Maybe there were 3 of them. Yep, coming out, PS4.
There's 1 for Kingdom Hearts 1, and there's 2 for Kingdom Hearts 2. There's 2.5 and 2.8.
Okay. All right. Let's see, what else do we have? That brings us to our discussion this week, which is horror.
I've seen some horrible things on the streets.
You're killing me. You're killing me, Batman. You're killing me.
I don't kill. I dispense justice.
On the ball. So it's just a discussion in general about like what kind of scares we enjoy, scary movies, scary games, what kind of atmospheres we like and everything. And I know I have quite a bit to say about this topic, but I figure I'll start with Frost. I know he has I want to say has the least to say about this topic, so we'll get your input.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really play horror games. Not that I don't want to, I just never did.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'm not probably the best person to discuss that with. But
you've probably seen a few horror movies before.
oh yeah, I love horror movies.
Yeah. So I mean, the same deal. Like, what kind of scares did you enjoy in those movies? Is it more atmospheric scares you like? Is it jump scares? Do you not enjoy certain tropes? Do you love certain tropes?
I probably like chase downs or just like general surprise, like walking through a dark area and then bam, there's somebody right in your face. You know? Those things, I think that would be cool, which is probably why something like Five Nights at Freddy's and Alan Wake would be good for me, but I've never played them.
Oh yeah, you would like Alan Wake. It's got the it does both the subtle and in your face stuff really well, I think. With minimal jump scares in Alan Wake. Jaku, I'm sorry. Batman. How about you?
You keep doing that, he's gonna hit you with
I'm Batman.
a batarang or something.
I'm not one that normally gets scared. I'm sorry, I have to go. I see the bat signal.
Well, there we go. Batman has left the building. I can see the bat signal out the window here in broad daylight. So they're using a very powerful lamp to project that out there.
Probably just nuking anything flying over it. Oh, damn it. I hit the microphone, and I hit it again.
Sorry about that. Come in.
Sorry I'm late, guys. Did I miss a lot?
Yeah, we're almost done. We're doing our discussion, and then which is horror, and then we're
This new setup.
yeah,
This is awesome.
pretty cool stuff, huh?
Sorry I'm late, guys. I was kind of in the hospital after getting super kicked.
Which hopefully in post I'll remember to put that in. Either the super kick will show up here or it will be afterwards. It depends on how much work I can get into editing.
Either way, it's
Why
on
not
our
both?
Facebook.
It depends on how much work I can get into editing.
It's on our Facebook. Just go there and look at it.
It's on the Facebook already.
And
You
then
can
make
see
sure
it
you
there.
follow our
Yeah.
Facebook.
Follow us on Facebook.
We'll do the plugging at the end of the video, guys. So
Love it.
what were we discussing?
Well, we were just about to ask Batman, who was our guest today. You just missed him.
I missed Batman again?
You did. He just had to run out. Bat signal went off. But yeah,
Oh, yeah, I can still see it.
yeah, still going on. Broad daylight out there. Pretty bright.
Are those clouds catching on fire?
Hey, do they know to turn... I think they are.
That is one powerful light.
That is insane. Do they know to turn that thing off after he gets to the crime? Or do they turn it on and then go to the crime themselves with
And then turn it off when they get back?
when they get back?
That's
Yeah.
probably what they do. That's why... I hope they don't catch too far.
You know what? They probably got to get back to turn it off before Batman gets home. Because if Batman gets home, sees the light still on, he might think there's a problem again.
Junior.
But yeah, we were just wondering, like, discussing horror games, like what in games or movies, what kind of games, scares in games have you enjoyed? Scares in movies do you enjoy? What kind of scares do you not like? Anything horror games or movies that you've enjoyed or do not enjoy, want to stop seeing?
Well, I'm not really one that enjoys horror movies, to be honest. I've
Yeah.
never really had an interest in watching any of them. And the only horror games that I've ever really played have been the Resident Evil games.
Which I'd say are definitely the lightest.
The older ones were kind of scary because
They
it
were.
was still like new horror games. Like horror games have been overdone now.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
when the first two Resident Evils came out, there weren't really any.
And you know what, though? I mean, even the first ones, they were more atmospheric. How you doing there?
I'm hungry.
Oh, all right, Maverick. Whatever you want, man. I mean, you're in mourning over Goose and all, so it's all good.
Poor bastard broke his neck.
Oh, so tell me, what did you originally want to do for this costume?
He broke his neck because he was singing that stupid god awful song.
Goodness gracious.
My
Great
God,
balls
his
of
wife
fire.
can't sing either. Should have took her with him on the plane instead of me.
Oh God! And there's the awful and the wicked awful coming
Yep.
out, which is awesome.
I think that's more the wicked.
That's the. I'm sorry.
That
That
would be
is the
wicked.
wicked. That's the wicked. The wicked awful. The
Frost barely has a filter.
wicked. This is what's going to keep this from getting any sponsors, and that's fine. So for me, horror has always been a big deal in movies and in games. I've always enjoyed both aspects.
Origosis is our resident scream queen.
Oh yes, I love a good scare. I get freaked out by even the smallest scares. I really enjoy horror movies. Do not enjoy gore at all. Gore has no place in horror. If gore needs to happen because that's what's happening to the character, okay, who cares? But I absolutely hate movies that focus on gore. For example, a good example, because it mostly has stuff I like, but also has stuff I do not like, is Saw, the Saw movies. I love the Saw movies.
Don't play the Saw game.
I love them as well.
I need to play the Saw
I
game.
own every
Don't
single
play the Saw
movie.
game.
Nice. Those are...
If anybody's going to play the Saw game, it's going to be this guy right here.
And I'll probably cry at the end because it's not going to be good.
Oh, God.
I don't even think you'll make it to the end because of how not good that game is.
Those are just about the best situational horror, atmospheric horror, and like it's scary because not because of what's on screen. It's scary because you put yourself in that situation. You go, "Oh God, what would I do in that situation?" That's what makes it scary. The gore that can occur in those movies, I don't have a stomach for that most of the time. I don't enjoy it. It takes that away from the movie for me. The gore needs to be underplayed and just right for it to work on me. Most of the time I just look away because it's just like, oh, that's ridiculous. That's stupid. But with that said, I like those. The gore needs to be done right. It can't be over the top. I don't see any reason for it. So I would never call... There are two things that are not horror movies. Monster movies are not horror movies. That's a whole nother genre altogether. Does not belong in the same field as horror or Halloween at all. Unless it's meant to be a scary movie that happens to have a monster. Two different movies. Would you call any Godzilla movies a Halloween movie? Not one of them. Well, except for 1998. But, no. Monster movies and horror, different things.
We're talking horror, not train wreck.
Oh, God. Yeah, yes, good point. I like all kinds of scares. There's nothing I think is really overdone or outplayed. The only way it's overdone is if it doesn't scare me. If it doesn't scare me, then either they did it wrong or it's overdone where it didn't work. Even if I could see a scare coming, doesn't make it any less scary for me. It's still going to be scary. And sometimes the scare I can see coming, and then it happens, is scarier than the scare I didn't see coming. Because if it's one I didn't see coming, like it's a beautiful, bright, sunny day, and you're walking down the street like you see in the Scream movies, and then someone jumps out and literal jump scare, not as scary as that atmospheric buildup, and you know it's gonna happen. It's just when it happens. And then sometimes when they build, and then nothing happens, that can be just as offsetting, off-putting. And I like both just the same. Excuse me. With that said, I think Alan Wake has some of the best horror atmosphere. And it has the right balance. They take you out of the horror, give you a bright location to not be scared in, put you back into the horror, increase the intensity of it. And then once you get through all that, you're back out into a not as scary or not scary at all situation. They have the flow in Alan Wake perfect. And there is almost not a single jump scare in Alan Wake. All of it is this, in like a horror movie, you're watching it and then the lights brighten up just enough so you realize that the scary thing was right next to the person or was on screen the whole time. It was there the whole time. It's just that as it became visible, it's like, whoa! And then you go to watch it again, you realize the thing was there the whole time. It just took a light change or the character pointing it out to boom, there it is. Not when it's pitch black and then you see it. That's a classic jump scare. Just it was always there, and then when you noticed it, you got scared. I love those. And Alan Wake is loaded with them. The way enemies come on screen, they always slowly walk on screen. Almost always. And the thing is that it's peripheral. And so it's not until you notice it, like, oh my God, he's right there. And you realize he'd been right there for about 2 or 3 seconds. It just took you a minute to realize it. And this thing is killing my neck. Ah! That kind of stuff I like. That I enjoy. Alan Wake, the most enjoyable horror game I've ever played. In every aspect. The scariest, well, that's probably more for the top 3. But those I like. And I've never found any type of scare I don't like. I've never found anything I'm not saying it's not overdone. It was just never overdone for me. I always enjoyed it. So,
what is the top 3 this week? I wasn't here.
That's right. Okay, so you'll have to go last so you have time to come up with your top 3. Top 3 this week is just top scariest moments in gaming. So it could be your top... You can have a scary game as your number 1, your scariest technological moment where the power went out right before you had a chance to save, and or you were about to die and you almost lived through it in a game, or you're just anything scary in the realm of gaming. So you can broaden this as much as you want, just as long as it involves scary and gaming in some way.
I actually already have my top 3 for that.
Yeah? Who should go first? What is that?
Somebody with a basketball.
Yeah.
Hopefully these don't pick it up.
Yeah.
And hopefully they don't pick him up either.
Yeah, it's definitely picking him up. I see it spiking. But, yeah, hopefully the basketball's not picked up. So, I guess I'll start my top 3 this week.
Okay.
All right, so mine ended up being, while I was thinking about this list, like I said, it could encompass anything involving gaming. And I actually did originally have a bunch of top moments that were circling around in there. And so if I were to expand this beyond the top 3, I'd certainly have some scary stuff. But it ended up being just top 3 scary games. So number 3 is actually Alan Wake. And while it is the scariest of the games I'm going to bring up, without a doubt, there were different things about it that weren't as scary after the fact, didn't stick with you after the fact. The thing that stuck with me about Alan Wake after the fact was the story. That was interesting. That was good. As a total package, Alan Wake would win. But as a horror, it was only scary while playing it. And then afterwards, not so much. Which brings up number 2, which was just about the scariest thing I ever played, even when I was done playing it. And that was Silent Hill. Oh my God. The atmosphere in that game, absolutely creepy. The way they mix real life in to make this, it creeps you out. And so afterwards, when the lights go out, when the sun is down and it's dark in your house and you need to get up and go to the bathroom and everyone's in bed asleep, that game is still affecting you. That is how scary Silent Hill is. And so off-putting, so atmospherically off-putting, that while playing it, I would just get my nerves would just be too racked, and I have to save, turn off the game, and turn on Cartoon Network, and just watch bright, happy things for an hour to not be scared anymore. The scariest because it just had the most interesting story, without a doubt, Parasite Eve. And Parasite Eve, while not being the scariest, is just it just held a special place in my heart as a game. And it was a scary game. As scary as Alan Wake or Silent Hill? No, nowhere near. But it was the first time I ever played a game that was scary. The first time it ever affected me afterwards as a game. And it just held a special place in my heart as just being creepy and interesting. The story is amazing. To this day, it's one of the better RPG stories. The gameplay is extremely enjoyable. No one has done a system that comes close to being as fun as that. The only drawback to the combat system in Parasite Eve, I'd say, is the limited ammo, which adds to the difficulty. It adds to the strategy. I don't enjoy when the main things I do are consumable items. But beyond that, scary, creepy, scared me after the fact, and it beats Alan Wake and Silent Hill only because it was my first experience. So who should go next for our top 3 here?
I only have 2.
You only have 2? Hey, do it up.
I'll go.
All right.
If you want some time to think up another one.
I'll just go with my 2.
Let's do it.
So like I said, I've never really played horror games. So mine are, I guess, scary to me, like scary moments to me. Number 2 would be my the time I was playing my Super Nintendo, and I got really excited about, what game was it? I'm trying to think of, maybe it was either Turtles in Time or it was Super Mario World. I can't remember, but I beat it, and I got really, really excited. I was jumping around in my room.
Oh no, I see where this is going.
And my TV fell on the Super Nintendo.
Oh no!
Thank God that system was made of invisible steel.
Yes.
There was not even a scratch on it.
Oh my
I was
God.
now terrified.
What do you think would happen nowadays if your TV from back then fell on your Xbox?
I don't want to think about that. It would be a pancake.
That's too scary to think about.
Yes. My number 1 was when I got banned.
Oh no! What did you do?
I don't know if we should talk about it.
It's classified information.
It's classified information.
Yeah. Top level.
Classified.
You got to be a Top Gun to get that information. But dumb.
Wow.
Yeah, I got one gamer tag perma banned. Banned my email, banned my gamer tag. Permanently. There was no, and I had no previous suspensions, anything. Just immediate ban. Done.
That must have been bad.
Yeah.
At the same time, I got to say, like back in the 360 days, I assume this was around the 360 days.
Yes.
I heard about like very heavy-handed bans all the time back then. So,
Yep.
I mean, usually the stuff that would get you instantly banned was if you'd been playing on a hacked Xbox and stuff like that. So,
It was I was playing, and all of a sudden it kicks me out. It says I can't get online anymore.
Playing Modern Warfare 2 with me.
Yep. And then I kept trying to sign in, and it said something about terms and conditions.
Oh no.
And to check my email. And I
And
went to
down
my
came
email.
the hammer.
And the hammer came down hard. And I think the worst part about it, like I could give 2 shits about them banning my email attached to my Microsoft account or banning my gamer tag. Who the hell cares? I'll make a new one.
Yep.
The thing that upset me was the gamer score that I lost.
Oh.
At that point I had only had a 360 for maybe a couple months.
Yep.
And already had 13,000 gamer score.
Wow. I'm not even.
So I lost that.
I've had the 360 since the day it released. I don't think my gamer score is over 10,000 yet.
Yeah, I think I'm at like 38 or 39,000 now.
And then this is with
and that's without the 13 that I
from that one.
Because a lot of those games I didn't want to play again.
Wow.
So I probably lost out on maybe 10 grand worth of gamer score in total. Some of the games I played again, but
Yeah.
most of them I didn't.
Balls.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? That's much scarier than my story because I got to relive those events with you telling that stuff. Oh my God, no thanks.
So I guess I'll go into my top 3 then.
Let's hear it.
My first one would probably have to be playing Resident Evil 2 for the first time. As I said, there weren't many horror games at that time.
Yep.
So the first time one of the zombie dogs busted through a window.
Oh, yep.
Was not prepared for that. My second one is a technical failure. I was playing Oblivion, and I had my friend Zeiss over, and he went to stand up and kick the power strip
Yep.
that the Xbox 360 was plugged into.
Oh no!
And the whole screen, like, it didn't go completely white. It was like lined white. I turned off the Xbox. I turned it back on, and it worked. I was like, okay, it doesn't fail.
Yep.
Week later, it red ringed.
Oh no!
Thankfully, it was still under warranty.
Oh, thank God. Yeah. Oh my God.
They kept extending the warranty on the
Didn't you
360.
have to send it out like twice?
I had to
I
send.
remember you having to send.
Yeah,
it out
I did.
multiple
I did
times.
eventually have to send it out twice. When I sent it that first time, they had to replace the whole thing. Like something that shock from the power strip broke something inside the 360.
Probably one of the.
I think it was a
must be
fan.
One of the arms or something.
No, I think it was one of the fans because it read discs and everything. It like overheated.
Yeah.
So one of the fans blew on it.
My brother's 360. He was sent that thing red ringed almost every 4 months.
I remember him complaining about it all the time.
Thankfully, their warranty covered it every time.
Oh, yeah.
And like as recent as 2.5 years ago was the last time he warrantied that same exact 360. So we're talking just before or just after the Xbox One released. Still red ringing, still sent it in, original white whale.
Huh.
I don't like talking about your brother in video games because I'm still very jealous of his gold PS4 he won at Taco Bell.
The day the gold PS4 Taco Bell contest started, the day it started, my brother went and he decided he was just going to get Taco Bell every day for lunch. He's really good with budgeting and stuff like that. So, he just decided every day for lunch, I'm getting Taco Bell. I'm getting that box to try and win it. First day, he comes over to my house and he's like, guess what just happened to me? What? I won a golden PS4. Like, no fucking way.
Your brother.
White PS4, right?
It's gold.
No,
It's gold. It's gold. Okay.
But I thought it was going to be gold wrap around the whole thing.
Yep.
It was just the top section.
Just
the
the top
bottom was
section.
still black.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's disappointing. I
Oh,
thought on the commercials, it looks like it's pure gold.
Yep.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
not pure
Like
gold.
the plastic,
but-
like all of the
but-
plastic is
Yeah,
gold.
yeah.
all over. Yeah. The whole skin of it was completely gold.
Yep.
Not just half. So that I kind of didn't feel so bad at that point.
Womp 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 womp. Mwah.
But I still want one.
That was very cool. I was very excited when he told me about that. It was just awesome. Because
But now,
What was your last one?
I said my number one. I'm gonna have to set a scene for this one.
all right.
You've been on a 3-hour road trip with your family.
Oh my ass.
For multiple reasons.
Oh.
And you've been playing a game on your Game Boy or your Game Gear the entire time.
It's got to be a Game Boy. Game Gear wouldn't have lasted the whole time.
Well, that's where this is going.
Oh no.
And you're still an hour away from your destination.
Oh
And
no.
the low battery light starts blinking. No. That is the scariest thing to any gamer. Your portable device dying, and you are
Oh,
nowhere near a
God.
plug or
Especially
batteries.
since back then there was no save states.
Exactly.
No save states. I mean, saving didn't exist in almost anything besides an RPG.
Yeah.
That was it. That was it. Any other game, you had to play from beginning to end every time. Every game. Oh my God, no thank you. And you know what? It has to be a Game Boy because those batteries could last like 20 plus hours.
Game Gear, you needed 6 double A's, and the thing would last 3 hours, and that was it.
Yep.
3-4 hours.
Yep. So
The,
and the
the
only
original
reason,
Game Boy was 4 AA's, if I remember correctly.
Yep. So there's no way it could be the Game Gear because if that wasn't your first 5 minutes with a Game Gear, you knew to make sure you had a 12-pack of Duracell on you because that was the only way you were getting by.
That's what the Game Gear needed, was just like a quick load.
Yep. In fact, when onboard batteries first came out on game systems, a lot of people got pissed because they were just like, well, what do I do when the battery dies? I can't just swap it out.
Yeah.
And so that was the thing, to swap out batteries. So it's funny, going all the way back to consoles, not being able to swap out the battery is now a thing today with phones not being able to swap out the battery.
Actually, I thought of another quick thing.
Yeah.
We were talking about like older RPGs having the only save states.
Yep.
Those were always saved on a battery.
Oh, that's right.
Nothing like going back to one of those old RPGs
Yep.
where you save right before the final boss. You go back. Your save file has been corrupted.
Oh, man.
No.
In fact, probably the first game all of us ever played that had a battery backup for saving was Zelda.
Yes.
The original Zelda game that had a battery inside. And so
I never lost a Zelda save. I lost the Final Fantasy 1 save right before the final boss.
I had multiple times where I was playing on playing Pokemon on Game Boy or playing it on the Game Boy Color when I was playing.
Yep.
Was it Gold? I think it was Gold. I had.
Gold, Silver, Crystal.
Yeah. And I had multiple corrupted files.
Oh no!
Yeah,
I remember my buddy. He bought a crystal from EB Games.
Yep.
It may have actually it was EB because it was in the mall. And he got it home, and we played it for a few hours.
Yep.
We saved. I went home the next day. He goes, "My save's gone."
Oh.
He bought one with a dead battery in it.
No.
Luckily, they took it back. Is this fridge kicking on?
Yeah. Compressor kicked in.
Were we not talking about how bad the electrical in this house is?
That's amazing. Oh, I wonder if that did anything to our audio.
I hope not.
Actually, what I'm going to start bringing is I'm going to pick up a UPS backup battery.
A generator.
That'd be the best
Put it
thing.
on the porch.
And I'm going to have a UPS backup battery. And what's nice is that when that stuff happens, this thing won't allow that to feed through to the equipment. And so you don't use it for the battery part. You use it for its voltage protection and everything.
Yeah.
It'll really help a lot with that. I mean, for all I know, this is going to sound great. We're not going to have to deal with any electrical feedback. But if we are, because now we have the laptop plugged in, we have this thing plugged into the wall. Even in our tests, it sounded great. I can only assume it's going to come out good. But yeah, we will have a solution if there is some kind of electrical issue. It'll just be a bitch carrying that 70-pound thing around each time.
Ugh.
Fuck that.
It's like the car battery weight. That's how much this thing's weight. Car battery weight.
Unnecessary.
Totally unnecessary.
Especially with all this equipment that you're going to be hauling around now.
Well, that's why either we will indeed keep equipment in there, or two is I've been debating rearranging my office to have it permanently set up. Because if I'm going to set up to record my Let's Plays, I'm not going to want to have to tear down certain pieces of equipment to come here and do the podcast. So it's going to give me double the work. Tear down equipment, set up equipment here, tear down, set up equipment back at home, which will equal me simply not recording Let's Plays because I'll just be like, fuck this, I'm not setting it up.
Right.
Well, you know what you could do is actually leave 2 of the pods with us. Leave them here and then take yours with your nice microphone home.
In fact, I have a second, you guys can see the little control board here. I have a second one of these that is just meant for 2 microphones.
There you go.
So this one is obviously overkill for what we're doing, but it was the most inexpensive one that supported 3+ microphones. The other one that supported 4, it went 2 to 6 microphones, and it was $300 for the damn thing.
Damn.
And didn't do anywhere near as much as this did for half the price. So no. And I don't even think it had USB. So that killed it altogether. I'd have to do straight audio in, which would create other nightmares. So
That's gross.
No. This is the best solution. And I want to find the best solution that works for everything. And maybe keeping my other mixer here will take care of that. Because those 2 microphones just plug into that mixer and boom, off you go. And that mixer is USB. So it goes right into the laptop and you're done. Or it has an audio out and you get that into the Elgato and you're all set there too. So there's lots of ways to figure it out.
Nice.
Well, I'm done with my top 3. Are we done with everything?
I think that's it.
Did you guys do news with Batman?
We did. Batman had a great list, a great rundown. He did an exceptional job. I'd call it right on par with the kind of job you tend to do.
Awesome.
It's pretty amazing. But I think that wraps things up for this week. Ladies and gentlemen,
Like us on Facebook.
like us on Facebook.
Like us down here. Like the video. Dislike the video. Subscribe.
Plugging away.
Yes.
Oh God.
Oh, by the way, the WAG room is completed.
The WAG room is completed.
It was completed this morning.
Will I have permission to put some pictures at the end of here, or maybe we can record a tour at the end of the podcast?
Just put up pictures.
Well, yes, on the Facebook page,
I
but
put it on the chat. I did not put it on Facebook.
Oh, I thought you put it on Facebook.
you know what? When we're done, we'll record a video and we'll give them a tour of the room and show everything off. And so at the end of this, after the bloopers, you're going to see everything. We're going to give you a whole tour of the room, show you all the stuff he's done, describe. We're going to go over everything.
And then Origosis is going to take off his armor.
Live.
There is still a few things that I do want to add to the room, but I would have to say maybe it's 85 to 90% done.
Nice.
It's functional. It's what I wanted it to
It's
initially
functional for
be.
2 people.
Yes. It's functional to the point where I wanted it to originally be. There are things I want to add to it. I think that will make it better for all of us. But we're at the point I expected it to be,
Nice.
which is giving us the opportunity to record in it now.
Very cool.
So
I'm excited.
Jaku.
you're what?
So I'm Jaku.
He's excited.
I'm excited. I can't wait to do our recordings in there.
Well, I think on that note,
We're
we'll end it. We'll
Yep.
get ourselves all situated, and that way you guys can see what the room looks like. Thanks for watching.
We're the Wicked Awful Gamers.
I'm Frost.
I'm Jaku.
He said that already. And he's excited.
And I'm excited. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. We will catch you next time.
Un momento, por favor. Zoom it.
Okay.
Do, 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 do.
I approve.
Excuse me. Can you please turn down that very bright light? It's burning my retinas.
Ladies, I'm a very desperate man. My name is Mort, and I live with my mother. Ah, phew! Oh, God! There's blood in my mucus.
Ladies, I'm gonna cut to the chase. I'm a very desperate man. My name is Mort, and I live with my mother. Oh, God! There's blood in my mucus. Thanks for the eggs.
Please don't spit my eggs.
Please don't spit my eggs. Please don't spit my eggs. Please don't spit my eggs. Thanks for the eggs.
Hey, Bobby, I spit in that guy's eggs.
That's how I met my wife, Muriel.
Oh, God, I think I just miscarried.
Hi, Peter.
Protect Jon Stewart. He's our most important Jew.
Protect Jon Stewart. He's our most important Jew. Why are you shooting at me?
All right, you're live.
This is Jaku reporting from Casa de Frost with Quantum Frost, who's going to introduce us to the WAG room. Frost, what can you tell us about the WAG room?
It's a room.
And it's made for us, the Wicked Awful Gamers. Isn't that right?
It's got stuff in it.
Does it have things in it?
Hi, Mom.
Does it have things in it?
I'm on TV.
Does it have things in it?
There's things
And stuff?
and lots of stuff.
Can we see the room?
No,
But we came here to see the room.
you came uninvited.
We're always welcome uninvited.
I'm done with this interview.
We want to see the room. Everyone wants to see the room. How can you deny the people the room?
This feels like rape.
Show us the room!
Here's the room, you can leave now.
Okay.
Alright, so... Oh! See,
I thought you were gonna RKO me. Alright, so we have some game posters. Lots of them. Our own little logo. Right here. Brand new logo. That's not gonna work.
Yes, it will.
Are you sure?
It's working, isn't it?
Maybe.
I know it is.
Okay.
That's the wrong voice. Perfect.
Oh! So, yeah, it's already starting to fall apart, it looks like. But, oh, there's a ladybug in here again. Yeah, so posters, more posters, more posters. This,
In a galaxy far, far away, north of the towers, 5 elite bowlers have joined forces in a war against skin cancer. Together, one strike at a time, they will defeat their enemies and forever be remembered as South County Huge! May the foreskin be with you.
Yes.
What the fuck is that? I mean, it's awesome, but what the hell is it?
That was a backdrop for a charity bowling event that we did. We dressed up as Star Wars characters, and people would come and take pictures with us in front of the little backdrop there. It was for skin cancer. So the back of the door is the forgotten game, Luigi's Mansion. Ooh. Watch out for that vacuum.
I guess that,
Well, that concludes the tour of the WAG room. Please, tell us, what do you think at home?
Now get out of my room.
What?
Tres, cuatro, cinco,
sis.
seis, 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 seis.
Yes.
Seis.
Seis.
Sí. 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 7. 8. 9. 10.